Yo guys, so we're back for a new tutorial, and today we're gonna break down the new beat, right? I also wanted to talk quickly about why I was not posting for like 2 or 3 months. That's because first I went to Madagascar. It was really a blast there. It was really amazing, loved it. But after this, I couldn't make like beats and stuff. I couldn't post, and also when I came back, I had a huge beat block situation and a huge lazy situation, and I couldn't make beats, I couldn't make stuff, and I was like too lazy to do anything. So really, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for not posting. Now I finally got rid of my beat block, and I finally got rid of that laziness, and let's make some beats today. Let's go. So it's gonna be a really good beat for like Hurricane Wisdom or like Florida type of beat. That's really good. Okay, so first we're gonna start with an E piano from Omnisphere, and we're gonna use the E piano 1 pop preset. And for the chord progression, it's a really simple chord progression that I type in using my MIDI keyboard. And for that one, you're just going from a C sharp major chord here into an A sharp minor chord. And as you can see, the chords are not basic, so it's not like a triad and stuff. It's a really complex chord here, so you're just gonna add the 7th and the 9th to make a really soulful type of chords, you know, add more emotion to it. Again, here we have the 9th chord there, so those two notes are like the 7th and the 9th. And for that one, you just want to copy the chord progression here, Control Q to quantize it. This, you select everything, Alt S, strumize it like that, and you just put it 1 octave up, as you can see. So like this. Once you have that, you always want to play with the velocity. Make sure that the velocity feels human, you know what I mean. And also play with some pause. As you can see here, I added the pause to make it really like human type of feeling, you know, so that the chord progression feels human. And this is how the chord progression sounds like. Then you want to add a real bass, and for that one I use the icon bass from Contact, and it's the icon bass melody here preset that you want to use. I just bought the new subscription to Contact, so that's why I use Contact now. And for that one, you just want to follow the chord progression and play with the velocity of the notes, and also try to add some real notes. See what I mean? If you have like samples of like bassist, a real bassist tapping the notes, tapping the thing, or like playing with the guitar, it's gonna be really good to add more real feeling or human feeling to the song. So make sure that you actually try to get some like real bassist type of sound. Then I used Glaze 2 again because I got the subscription, and I used the Cloudy Mind preset. And for that one, just copy the chord progression and make it more simple. Then again, to add more of that soulful vibe, gospel vibe, you want to add an organ, and I use the basic Jazz 1 preset from Vintage Organs. And for that one, copy the chord progression but make it a little bit more simpler, because usually organs, they clash really easily with all the notes that you play with. So make sure to just remove some of the notes to make it simpler so that it doesn't clash too much. Yo, first time I'm coming back, my fault, I completely forgot about the mixing. So for the piano, so for the first like piano we used, we're just gonna filter all the notes and make sure to remove the low frequencies and the low mid frequencies again. because with piano you want to usually have a more clear sound, so make sure to lower those ones. Then just add the basic Valhalla vintage verb and some delay. For the second preset we used, so that was the real bass, and for that one you want to lower this frequency here around there and want to only have like 88 hertz. Why? That is because the 808 is going to be here and you don't want it to clash with the 808, so make sure to lower that frequency. Again, I lowered this one too because it's going to clash with the 808, or I think it was the piano or something. Then for the glaze preset, this one had more frequencies that I needed to filter because some of the frequencies were too harsh and a little bit too, you know, high, so I had to bring them down like this, the mid frequency here as you can see, but I brought all the higher frequencies up. That is because it is a really great sound for higher frequencies but not a great sound for like mid and low frequencies. So when you're picking up sounds, when you're choosing your sounds, make sure to choose sounds for each frequency that you choose. For example, a bass for the bass, of course, a piano usually for the mid and some of the highs, and another one or like pad, an organ or something for like the higher frequencies. Then I added effect track. I used the crystal choir preset. And lastly, since I got a Neutron 5 now because of the subscription, I highly suggest y'all, if you do have the money, so it's $25 I think, if you do have the money to buy the subscription for like Contact, I highly suggest it. They have really great sound and it sounds really good. So personally I have it, I used it for like couple of days, but it still sounds good, bro. So for that one I'm only gonna boost the higher frequencies to make kind of like a fresh air effect, since now I don't know why, I don't know where is fresh air, it's not working. So I used the exciter just to make the same effect. And then for the vintage organ, I just played with Ozone 12. I wanted to try it, so I mean that's the EQ. We used a little bit of image, you know, to make the sound more wider. Then make EQ to lower the frequencies when it's clashing, a maximizer to maximize the volume. I mean that's pretty normal. And then just an EQ to again lower the frequencies that are clashing, usually the mids, the lows and the highs here. Mids are usually a frequency you want to avoid since it's gonna make a really weird sound in your ears. I mean I can't really explain it, but if you can, try to really pay attention to all the mids that is going here and here, because those frequencies are really important. Okay, let's get back to the breakdown. Then I added another E piano because I wanted to add another one, and I used the JD 800 crystal wash preset from Omnisphere, and you just copy the chord progression, really basic. For that one, again, lower the low frequencies, low mids and the highs. And because of the preset, it was not completely on time, so I added a kickstart, you know, to like sync it to the beat and make sure that when it plays, it's on the beat, right? It's only gonna lower the velocity and then put it back up quickly. That's what it does. Then I used a choir to make again that sound more human, you see what I mean? And I used the choir full O's, yeah, basically down that preset from Omnisphere, and make the chord progression much more simple than anything, because usually humans, they don't have that many voices, so like choirs, they don't have that much voices, so just put some but not all. So usually triads and seventh. And for that one, just filter the frequencies. And also I forgot that you can put it to wide mode, so like this is the wide mode, so right there it's on wide, so it's 58% separated, so it's just gonna play the sound instead of playing it like this, like completely straight. It's gonna open it a little bit, so that's gonna, I think it's distance a little bit, basically creates a distance between the sound and makes it really wide and spacey. So I highly suggest y'all to use this, especially if you have things that are clashing or things that are playing the same type of frequencies. You want to distend them so that they can all be here in the mix, you see what I mean? Then for that one, I went to Contact again, and I used the Session Strings Pro 2, and I used the Violins preset. Just copy the chord progression, see what I mean? And for that one, filter the frequencies again. I do it all the time with all the things, with all the melodic elements, not the drums, because my drums are already really good. And then just add a wider to make the same effect with the FL Studio setting, just a little bit more wider and a little bit more spacey, see what I mean? Lastly, for the melodic elements, I used the Soul Sessions, and I went to the Beat Trees preset to make it lead. And for that one, really basic flares, and because it sounds like an organ, see what I mean, but really high pitched, and just want to play with like things, experiment. Use flares. I use it all the time. You can see me use that all the time. So flares is when instead of playing just C, for example, C like this, instead of playing C like this, I'm going to put it a little bit back and I'm going to play the note that is under in the scale. It's going to be A sharp, but you can also play the notes that is not in the scale, for example B, and it's still going to sound good. It's going to sound even more jazzy and even more human. And yeah, that's just to add more rhythm, and this is how it sounds like. And for that one, just filter the frequencies and you're good. You're gonna be good. There's nothing more. Then man, we're gonna go to that basic, that core thing of what is Florida type beat. So usually Florida type beat, the basic 808 pattern they have is like every 4 bar, like every 1 bar, I think it's, I don't know, but like it's gonna do like this. Like I'm gonna show you. So take your pattern. So here you have the pattern. See, going from the first bar to the second bar. I think that's why you call them a bar. And inside of that bar, you have 4 different sections here. And what you want to do is place an 808 every step. So like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. See, of course, when you do this, you also want to be careful with what notes you're playing. Make sure to play the chord progression. Don't play any notes like what I'm doing, but play the chord progression that you're using. So for example, me, I used C sharp and then A for that one. Okay, so there's things that I didn't tell you, for example, but for the rest of the notes, you just want to experiment. Stay simple, don't go too crazy. Yeah, I went a little bit crazy, but because I wanted to go crazy on that one, I wanted to try things. So the first thing I tried is a glide, so a slide to the note. So for example, we're gonna go to this A sharp here. So to do this, you're gonna take the note, put it max velocity, copy it down, put that one low velocity, like literally the minimum. And for the first one you placed, so this one, the one that is on top, you're gonna double click and use the triangle shape here. So it's gonna be a slide. It's a slide to another note, and that's how it sounds like. It's sliding to like this A sharp here. And for that one, I'm gonna do almost the same, but instead I used a roll of 808, and it's kind of like doing the same effect, but at the same time not the same thing. And for that one, just use the velocity and use the roll. So to do this, place a note, then Alt A and place the time mole here. Then you're gonna end up with something like this. See, that's really good. For the hi-hat, really simple. Just click here, right click, fill each 2 step, and then just you know, add some fill notes. Don't go full crazy on that one. You want to stay simple for the hi-hats. By the way, I forgot to tell you, but I just dropped a kit called the Summer Drum Kit. So that was when we were in summer, you see what I mean? But it's still available right now on my website, and you can still get it for free. You have a ton of drums, a ton of things. Like, man, it's crazy what you got here. Oh, what the fuck? Like, you have a lot of things. You have loops, accent leads, MIDI'S, and vocals. So really, it's free. Just get it. Plus, look at the way. Like, man, it's beautiful. Is it not beautiful? Like, man, I spent a lot of time on this shit, and you can get it for free on my website, emotionalwave.com, same as my YouTube, jusad.com. And that one is also in my kit, so you can just get it for free. It's the Counter-Strike preset. Then that one, you're also gonna find it inside of my drum kit, and that's the snare that you're gonna hear in like sexy drill usually. Then I used a really basic, that's a really basic type of snare you're gonna hear in like any trap type beat. Okay, that's a basic pattern that you're gonna use, and also just put it on the 3rd step here, 3rd step. So you have the first one, the second one here, and the 3rd. So place it on the 3rd and just copy it. Then use a counter snare. So we're gonna use a really basic one. Then just add, you know, effects and all the stuff. That one is a perk. It's a heli perk. I think it's like a weird gunshot. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, like a click. I don't know. Before that one, what you want to do is place it every little square like this, and every square you just want to place it. So like boom, 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 boom. Like really simple. And this is how it's gonna sound. And I don't know why, but they use that pattern all the time, and they go crazy with that shit, man. It goes crazy. And you copy, you do the same for like a laser. I'm gonna show you now with the laser, and it's the same one. It's the same thing. Then we have another perk again. So that's also a pattern that you're gonna hear. Instead of having the 4 like full like this, it's just gonna be like that. Then we have the stomp following the kick pattern. Sorry, the 808 pattern. We have, well, I'm just gonna play all the open hats together because man, there's like 3 of them. Then for the last few perks, man, I mean, it's pretty basic. We have a beat, bell, a cowbell, we have a chant, and we have a perk. We have a triangle, sorry. And for that one, I can't really explain you how you're gonna do it. You just want to experiment with what you're doing. And I also added like more like guitars to make it more soulful again. Chimes, effects, more effects, and again effects, man, and risers that you can find inside of my drum kit. And I'm just gonna play you all the drums so that you can see what it feels like. So yeah, I hope that tutorial was useful. Hope y'all actually like that beat, and hope y'all actually are glad that I'm back. I'm gonna be more consistent this time because I'm gonna find some time. I'm gonna find the time, you know, to like create stuff and make stuff. I'm also gonna organize myself much more better to be able to post for you because like man, school is hard in France. School is hard in France. I have an exam at the end of the year, like a huge exam, and I gotta pass it. And if I don't pass it, man, it's hard. It's gonna be hard as shit. And I got my driver's license too. Shit, got too many things. I also got braces now. That's few personal stuff, but y'all gonna know this so that you know, so that you're not scared if I'm not posting and shit. So yeah, have a good day, guys. May God bless you the same way He blessed me and the same way He saved me. Don't forget that Jesus can save y'all. Have a good day, y'all. Peace out. I almost forgot the peace out. Shit. Let's do it again. Wait. Peace out.